Hey guys, it's Martina here with Moon Landing, and today we have a very special guest. We're sitting here with Loofy, a DJ and producer from Chicago, who has completely skyrocketed in the past year. And he is here in Miami today to play the inaugural party for Running Late. Super excited to have you. How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited for tonight. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. I guess I kind of want to just get to know you. I mean, everybody in the world essentially has heard your track last night, and I think we kind of want to put, a face to the name. Who is Loofy? So let's start with your background. I know you were born in Chicago, moved to Florida,
Yes.
spent time in Manchester. So
Yeah. At 18, I left home. I went overseas for a couple years. So I lived in England, and then I traveled throughout Europe. I came back home after a few years, and moved around Orlando and Ocala a little bit more.
mhm.
And now I'm just full sending music and starting a tour.
Nice,
Very
nice.
excited.
Exciting, exciting. So, growing up in those significant like music meccas of the world, um, how did that like impact where you are now? I like Manchester, for
So,
example.
so honestly, I started raving when I was overseas in England. My first experience was the most like wild, like it was an abandoned building in the middle of Manchester, and I was like, "There's no way there's like a party in here." And we went underground, and it was like 5 different rooms, 5 different DJs, different styles of music in each room, and that was like the first time I've ever done anything like that. And I've been to clubs like Fabric in London, Ministry of
Nice,
Sound, so some of the more popular clubs and venues. And when I came back to the States, I just started raving more and started producing. So,
nice, nice, nice. And how did that, I guess, influence your sound? Hearing stuff from Chicago,
right.
R&B, and then going to Manchester, being in Florida.
So for sure, when I grew up in the more up north, I only listened to like hip hop and R&B. That's just how I grew up. And then when I came to Florida, I started listening to more like rock and alternative and other
Yeah,
things. Started branching out more when I was overseas, and then a lot of the artists over there really influenced my music now. So a lot of my music now, I like vocals a lot. If you can't tell,
yes.
even with electronic music. So I try to base all my music around like a good sexual vocal sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my style.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it works. Um, I guess what I would be curious to know is like, how do you take all of those different elements from R&B and from rock and alternative, everything that you know? How do you like approach your music now and like implementing all of those sounds?
Right. So right now I'm very big into obviously like house, techno. I like drum and bass a lot too.
Hmm.
So I got into that as well when I was overseas. Um, I try to. I actually work with like some like actual like hip hop artists as well. So like one of my best friends, his name is Nicky G.
Nice.
Trying to get him to come back down to Miami soon.
Maybe we can have
Um,
him on here.
I would love to. Honestly, he's one of the most talented music artists I've ever worked with. He can produce as well.
Nice.
Um, I have a release coming out with him on Nervous Records later in the year, so stay tuned
Awesome.
for that. But that's kind of how I implement it. Once you hear that track, you'll understand that like that's where the hip hop and R&B influence comes, and how I implement it into the electronic music that I create.
Got you. Awesome. Can't wait to hear it. On the topic of your tracks, I'm sure everybody on earth has heard Last Night. It has hit every single stage, every
Yes.
iconic stage in the industry, and you have industry giants like Tale of Us
Yes.
playing that. I mean, when I saw that, I was just so it was awesome, and I'm curious to know how it feels in such a short amount of time to just have a song like that go global.
It is, honestly, I don't know how to explain it. You know, it's very exciting. It's also humbling. You know, like a lot of people around the world just hit me up like, "Yo,
Yeah,
this song, I can listen to it on repeat." Every time I play it, the energy, like, you'll see tonight. People
I can't
just,
wait.
it's like you get lost in the moment. You know, I try
Yeah.
to create a moment in my sets where everybody just kind of connects. You know,
Hmm.
and it just feels good in the
Yeah,
moment.
that's awesome. And when you were making the track, kind of, is there a story behind it? Is there
Um,
any inspo?
I listened to the original, what I sampled it from when I was younger. So one day I just decided to,
Yeah,
pick it up and see what
yeah,
I can do with it. And then I recreated the melody, and it only took me maybe like a month.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, it seems like a long time. You know, sometimes I make a song in a day, sometimes I make them 2 3 months,
Yeah.
but that one took about a month, and the rest is history. You know.
Yeah. So how's your style in the studio then?
Um,
Kind of like what does a day in the studio look like for you?
Man, sometimes it's very, very unpredictable.
Okay.
Some day, like I said, some days I can go so hard, and 5 hours I have like an idea that's like ready, like
Yeah.
almost ready. You know. Some days I get nothing done, and it takes me months.
Yeah.
It even takes me like a year for a song. Sometimes I just sit on it for a while, and be patient with it.
Yeah. And what do you think, what's something in your life that inspires you or kind of has like had a significant influence, kind of going back to the question, growing up in Chicago, like what is something that you think has like majorly influenced your music and your sound now?
So right now, I'm trying to pick up the pace, move a little bit faster with my music. I'm been getting into more techno lately. Um, One of my biggest influences are, or some of the music artists I listened to growing up were like Lil Peep, obviously like Eminem, um, some other artists, like a bunch of hip hop artists that I grew up to listening to, like Akon, 50
Yeah.
Cent. Obviously, we all know that. You know,
Yeah.
everyone listens to that when we're younger,
Yeah.
and still does. But I don't know. Everyone is doing this now. You know, it's becoming popular, so you have to figure out a way to kind of stand out.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
absolutely. That's your that was gonna be my next question. Kind of how what's your plan to stand out? I know, I think it's been expressed that you've been very grounded throughout this whole thing, and that you can hear it through your music that you're authentic with your sound. You're not. I don't hear a song and recognize a trend. It's just like
Right.
Loofy.
Right. I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm not trying to like go pop, or trying to hop on like a bandwagon.
Yeah.
If the people like it, they like it. If not, then at least I like it. And it's sometimes you gotta be just a little bit selfish with that aspect, because if you truly love it, then someone else is gonna love it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's not easy to cater to all the people just for your music. Um, when you say grounded, also I'm trying to like be as humble as I can with all this.
Yeah.
So that's like one of my biggest things.
Yeah. That's awesome. Necessary, and staying true to your sound, I think, goes
Mhm.
a long way in this industry. Like you said, there's a lot of there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that are coming into the
Yeah.
scene. So, um, on the topic of Nervous Records, I think that so early on in your career, being with such an iconic record label, how does that like relationship kind of work, and how does it like help you creatively? I mean, it's really like a iconic NYC
Yeah.
record label. So kind of how did that go? How did they reach out to you?
Yeah, they I feel like they run the New York City dance scene.
Yeah.
It's almost safe to say that. They reached out to me for the record.
Nice.
They reached out to me. I got close with Andrew, the vice president, and Mike, the president of Nervous Records. I was actually on the phone with them right before I got here, trying to figure out some stuff. They're helping manage me right now.
Mhm.
They've really taken care of me a lot, so I'm very grateful for them. It's awesome. I've always been listening to Nervous here and there.
Yeah, everyone.
Everyone does, right?
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I was thinking, I was like, man, this would be a cool label to sign with one day. And sure enough, now I'm signed with them. So,
Yeah, and released the track in 2023, right?
Yes,
When
October 2023.
October 2023.
And then it really caught notice around January.
Yeah.
Yeah, so big artists like Diplo, Tale of Us, really started helping us out. I just saw like Vintage Culture played it the other day. A lot of big artists, Mal
Yeah.
P, John Summit, Clooney.
At Music Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Music Week got blasted. Um,
Awesome.
Even right now in the business, getting blasted by a lot of
I know.
artists. I keep getting tagged in videos all the time. So
Awesome. It's exciting. I mean, you're really becoming a staple face in Nervous Records, and especially right now that the label's doing so well. Like you
Right.
said, you see them everywhere. So definitely exciting. You also have Love and Lust.
yes.
Tell us about Love and Lust, your label. What is your vision for it? And yeah, kind of how did that start?
Love and Lust is my baby.
It's your baby.
So it's like I wanted to create like a project that way I can self-release music whenever I wanted to and not have
Mhm.
to worry about getting assigned to a label. So the releases that I have on Love and Lust are like nobody has a say in that besides me. So it's like full control of how I want to release it, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about going through anybody. The artwork, all black and red, Japanese themed, you know? I always have a cover of a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So that's the style. I will have some merch hopefully this year. Yeah, so
Nice.
I'll have some merch out.
We'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, but right now I just released an EP called Triple X.
Hmm.
Um, the song Triple X is actually featured with a girl I went to school with. Her name is Claire. Very
Nice.
talented
I
singer.
saw. I saw.
She actually came to the Vanguard the other night. She'd never been to any type of electronic event like that ever.
Oh wow.
So I got her and some of my other friends backstage, and she got to hear it on like loudspeakers, and she loved it. Now she's like super hooked.
That's incredible.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to take some other artists who have never been into this, like into the dance scene at all.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to kind of convert them, like, yo, give me some vocals, I'll give you this, and then pull up to the show and
Give it a chance.
yeah, give it a chance because you're gonna enjoy it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that I stand by that. I think everybody grows up kind of like listening to the same type of music, and then you hit
Exactly.
an age where you get exposed to the scene.
Exactly.
And when you do, it's like,
No turning back.
yeah.
It's all love. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I was like, man, I wanted to create it, so now I created it, and it'll get better over the next few years for sure.
Nice, nice. It's very exciting. I know Time, Paris,
Yes.
Goth Boy, Triple X, like you said.
Hmm.
Any specific interesting story behind any of those tracks? I mean, they all have like a distinctive and an intimate sound. So
Yes, all very intimate, sexual.
Mhm.
That's the life we live, you know, between love and lust.
Yeah.
That's human nature. Um, Time was the first release. I sampled a popular vocal that I really liked. Paris, we got some vocals from this other guy, and that's one of my more favorite tracks. Paris is like kind of slept on, but I love it.
I like
I'll
it.
play it tonight. I'll play most of those tracks tonight. Goth Boy, inspired by Lil Peep, one of my
Nice.
biggest inspirations for music. I probably listen to him more than most artists, honestly. And then Triple X, I wanted to do something fresh with a vocalist that I knew, and
Yeah.
that's how I did that project.
That's awesome. That's what
Mhm.
it's about, putting
Yeah.
people on.
Yeah, I
into the
wanted to put
scene.
more people on for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's exciting. That's I think that's gonna happen for a lot of Miami tonight at
Yes.
Running Late, you
Of
know.
course, yes.
Which kind of brings me into, this is one of many places that you've been playing in. I mean, you've been to Malta,
Mhm.
New York, everywhere, iconic venues. What is your favorite place that you've been, and what's been
Mm.
a live set that was, I guess, distinctive for you, that was like, wow, like I really like, this is what I want to do.
Okay. So I played a Musica in New York City. That was like a really good one. I just got back from Toronto a few weeks ago. Smaller, more intimate venue. I really enjoyed it. It's hard to say which one's been my favorite. I think a big milestone for me was literally last weekend playing at the Vanguard in Orlando. Because
Yeah.
I used to go to Orlando so much to watch other artists. And then I got to direct support Leighton,
Yeah.
Giordani. And it was like when I got up there, the club was like almost full. So I was like, oh man,
That's awesome.
this is it, man. Like I've been waiting for this moment for years now. And I finally got to take care of it, you know? It was
Yeah.
super good.
Awesome, awesome. How has it been to collab with like such major
Right.
industry
Yeah,
powerhouses?
Yeah, Anima and Leighton, they hit us up and like, yo, do the remix. And yeah, I'm trying to do more now.
Awesome.
Try to put myself out there more, you know?
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I'm sure it's exciting for them too to get like this fresh
Right.
sound to
Mhm.
work with. So, I would love to know what is next. Nervous Records and
Yes.
Love and Lust.
Love and Lust for sure, more this year. At least one or two more. I already have a few songs done that are for sure gonna come out on that. And then I have one song for sure, featuring my boy Nicky G,
Nice.
coming out on Nervous Records later in the year. I have some other things in mind. Don't want to say them yet because
Okay.
let's see if they happen first. You know,
Okay. I
I don't want to talk about it. I'd rather be about it. You know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what's in the plan for this year.
I'll keep an eye out for the merch though.
Yes, for sure.
um, on the topic of bringing people in, I kind of wanted to reel it back very quickly. I was a huge fan of Moonlight Dancer.
Oh yeah.
That
Okay.
was that was the first track that I heard from you and your duo.
Yeah, me and Danny.
So I mean, what was that experience like for you being in that group? And
It was a lot of fun. That song is a lot of fun. You know, it puts people in like a good mood.
I love it.
Yeah. Haven't played it in a while. My style's been changing up. You know, that's usually how artists are. You know, after a few years, you start changing, evolving. Exactly. But that was a good time. Everything was so fresh and like in our face, and now it's like just keep getting better and better.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're excited to hear tonight at Running Late. Any surprises for the crowd planned? Anything? What are you most excited for? B2B.
What am I most excited for? I don't know. I'm just excited to see this venue. I've never been over there, so I want to see what the energy is like.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going to show up, so excited to show them what I got.
Awesome. Well, we're very excited to have you here in our gorgeous city. Miami is very full of energy today. Everybody's supporting. It's been awesome to see, especially with you on the lineup. It's really been a really cool journey for you. So happy for you, and we're excited to see more. We'll keep an eye out, and I will keep an eye out for the merch. I'm very interested.
Thank you so much. Yeah, of course.
Of course, of course. Thank you. Guys, Loofy, tonight, Running Late in Miami. Make sure you follow him on your socials and give his music a listen. It's something different. He is on the come up, and it's definitely something you don't want to miss.
Thank
Thanks.
you.